Hello and welcome to Lansdowne Roar, and this is the window preview. David Dunn here, joined by Martin Prendergast and Conor McAvoy. We're going to be talking about England, we're going to be talking about Greece, we're going to be talking about our boys, and plus we're going to be talking about Oasis. I have a few things to get off my chest about that. And of course, actually, if you want to go to the Greece match, we have a pair of tickets in the lower east stand to give away. All you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you automatically go into the drawer, and we'll let them know. Why won't we let them know, Martin? Tuesday morning, if you really want it.
Sunday. We'll let them know Sunday. I think if they subscribe and comment as well that they can go to the game, that would be very good and helpful.
There you go.
Then,
Subscribe and comment on the YouTube channel, and you automatically go into the drawer. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already and you want to know how do I do that, well, very simple. Scan that QR code, head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter and YouTube if you want those tickets. You can also head over to our website, which is lansdowneroar.ie, lansdowneroar.ie. Gentlemen, how are you doing? Martin, looking very. You all set for Ireland? You all set for Dublin?
Yeah, looking forward to Dublin now. Not far away. And early start, as I said to you, Dave, off camera. Early flight out of Luton. I wisely decided that I didn't want to stay in Dublin on Saturday night, thinking it would just be full of England fans. So instead, I've decided to travel in on the day from London and travel back that same night with a load of England fans. So I'm hoping that I'll be the one happy and glowing at the airport as
I hope when all
try
kicks
and,
off, when it kicks off, I'll be get deported.
Yeah.
On the ferry, Prendergast. There you go. Boom.
Yeah.
Give him 6 of the best if he starts kicking off, officer. And yourself, Conor. You're in Ireland, aren't you? You don't need to go anywhere.
Yeah, I'm actually Irish still. I'm the only one Irish here. Used to. I don't know what yous are. I could even call these English.
Right. Well, this will be Conor's last appearance on.
It was good to be on while you had me, but
yeah, bit like what this is, a cup of coffee in a big time. Bit like what
everything good has to come to the end at some stage, doesn't it?
Yes, bit like what happened to poor Marcus Arnott in the Premier League.
Poor fella.
Sorry,
That's
yeah, that was a bit. Well, he's off to Derby with his dog anyway, so he's happy. So we're going to talk, obviously, about Ireland, England, Greece, Oasis, and all that stuff. But before we do, we want to talk a little bit about the channel. If you are new to it, subscribe. Scan that QR code, head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter. You can also head over to lansdowneroar.ie. That is lansdowneroar.ie. And if you haven't already, do subscribe to the LD YouTube channel. And if you want an audio version, that is wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, for the international window, if you will, we will be live at both games, and an hour before kickoff, Conor and myself will be live from the ground, giving you our reaction, talking tactics, that kind of stuff. Well, Conor will be talking tactics. I'll just be nodding politely. And of course, we will be live after each game, the aftermath, about 5 or so minutes after the full-time whistle. This is Irish football's only fully interactive podcast. And we're live, and we let you have your say, because we are the voice of the fans. Right, so let's get into it. Conor, this is where you shine. Of course, we have England, European Championship runners-up, and
Commiserations, lad.
Yeah, Martin, and there he is. Here's your pal there. Of course, Lee Carsley.
Who is that?
He will be, he's your hero, isn't he? So we're just going to talk a little bit about the England team. Obviously, we've had a few pullouts, haven't we? Who are?
Yes. Cole Palmer. I don't know if you count Bellingham because he was never in it, but Ollie Watkins, Phil Foden, Luke Shaw is out and the start from the Euros. Kieran Trippier is retired, so it's a much changed England squad, isn't it? It's not what we expected when we first drew them.
No, we Martin, you touched on, didn't you? You so, well, they picked more. They picked 26. We picked 23. Now we know why, don't we? Because obviously they had 3 withdrawals. They had 3 extra players.
Yeah. I'm interested in it. These are household names for us, isn't they, and for Ireland fans, and there will be some intrigue from Irish fans wanting to see these stars. I've seen some actual fans getting a bit of grief earlier, just inquiring on social media. Oh, where will England be staying? Because it'd be nice to so you'd then get photos with them and
Wouldn't mind meeting
and
Carsley.
autographs and things like that. But
Yeah.
I think that's just part of it now, isn't it? Especially young supporters, and it's something I think we need to kind of get involved in a little bit more with the FAI. I think they do a great job of seeing their social media channels and inviting teams up today. Was really, really nice to see. But I'm not surprised by that. This is an attractive game for Irish fans, and going back to the Euros, not that I wanted England to win it, but I think we do well off the back of England's football success in a way, because these lads are people that young fans especially can relate to and see on their TVs every week. And we don't have that coverage, obviously, in the League of Ireland and stuff, and we don't have those household names. So I think it's going to be an intriguing match that's coming up, and there'll be a lot of interest in Ireland over it, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Premier League stars here. Just to touch on it there, Conor, I've asked you to pick out, star players, weak links. Obviously, Jude Bellingham, probably would have been the biggest name. I know you're a massive fan of him, Conor. Yeah, who have you pointed out? Who is England's top player? Who's left in the squad for you?
You'd have to say, off international football, if you took club football out of it whatsoever, you'd have to say Bukayo Saka. Him for England always turns up. Like, no matter what you think of him, I rate him highly anyway. But for England, in terms of international players, you would say he's one of the very best. Always turns up for England. He's a bit like what Griezmann is for France, or even Rabiot is for France. Someone who just is always going to turn up for their country and always provides a bit of magic. I'm glad Cole Palmer's not playing. I think he would have caused some damage in the Viva. But Saka, especially if it's Robbie Brady going up against him, or possibly I think it could be Matt Doherty playing left wing back, because we've seen some of his best. I know that he's not many people are a fan of Doherty, but I'll always think back to Portugal away. He played left wing back, and he actually done very well that night.
How many years ago was that, Conor?
I don't know. It was about 3.
Yeah.
But his best performance. I'm just thinking of options in that position. Would you rather Callum O'Dowda? I don't think so, Dave. So
would.
But if it is Doherty, it is Brady, so O'Dowda.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a tough night on their hands.
Yeah, I mean, is there any real weak link here? Because John O'Shea earlier today in the press conference, he was asked about this England team. They've got a few players gone, and sure, you'd be happy about that. And he's like, well, they've just got quality everywhere. Like, it just doesn't matter, does it? Like, who goes out of it? It's still a quality side.
Yeah, if you look at players like Morgan Gibbs-White, is a brilliant footballer. Angel Gomez, many people wouldn't know about him, but as a Man United fan, would have seen him coming through United. And then now at Lille, he's a brilliant technical footballer, and he's different to what England have. But
could have done with him on the weekend, couldn't you?
Yeah, I got to cut up, but shush.
Both of you, yeah. You were very quiet about that, actually, weren't you? Like, not about
the game was on.
result. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Well, it was for Liverpool. Do you see any weak link here, Conor? To be honest, like, do you see with this England team?
The only real weak link, I think, could be the whole thing of England not being up for it. I think they will be up for it, but Nations League at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to England. Like, they will head into this thinking, oh yeah, we'll top the group. We want to top the group. We don't want to lose. But this Ireland, Heimer and John O'Shea will be telling them how important it is to seed well in this Nations League campaign. So Ireland will treat this like a normal qualifier. Put England on top of it. Put the fact it's Declan Rice, no matter what anyone thinks, being Declan Rice, if he's on that pitch, will make that intensity 10 times higher if he's playing. Plus, Carsley coming in. Carsley's style of play is night and day compared to Southgate. Whether he gets better or not is just completely different. I'm sure we'll see. I think
more possession-based approach.
More possession-based. I think we'll see Trent at right back for them coming inside, playing more inverted. So I think it'll be more possession-based. And when the team is just like that, the early adaptation stage, they probably will struggle in times to fit the system. Although they have some of the most talented players about that.
Yeah.
But there will be moments, I think, in the game where he can expose them.
Set pieces. Martin, John O'Shea was your mate. John, will I show him the photograph, Martin? Will I?
Get it signed this weekend. He wants me to sign it.
Yeah. Just never mind the stains on it, John. Yeah. There he is. There. He was asked today about Declan Rice, and Tony O'Donoghue obviously had the first Martin Donoghue had the first question of the press conference, and as he normally does when RT are the main rights holders, and he asked about Declan Rice, and John O'Shea got he didn't snap at him, but it was just like, he's not going to be there, Tony. It's not, because he was asked, how do you, God, you think, God, we only had Declan Rice again, It's like, well, there's no point. He's not with us. We can only talk about the players that are with us. Did you find that a bit disrespectful from Tony O'Donoghue, or was it just kind of, just poking for a headline, which would be, let's be honest, a very straightforward, media savvy press conference?
Yeah, it's just poking for a headline, isn't it? I mean, it is an intriguing story to this, and most Irish fans will be aware of. For them, it will be very important. I think we do know that Declan Rice turned his back on Irish football, and Jack Grealish less so, of course. And I saw that Callum Robinson, who's his good mate, referred to that he let him know that he was in the squad, and Jack Grealish didn't. But I think it's quite a nice thing for them two, as close friends, being in opposite teams for this. And
both be sitting on the bench for 90 minutes. It won't make a difference.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Grealish has got a lot to prove with England, and that's the player I would say is I think
Will
I
he
would
play
worry
though?
about.
Will he not play? Rather, someone like Anthony Gordon on the wing that he's.
Well, he may do, but I think this is they've got Finland, haven't they, on Tuesday as well? Wembley, and I mean, to be honest with you, they're really struggling for tickets, to sell tickets for that. They're practically giving them away for the Wembley game. So this is a game. I've said it as well in the context of the Ireland game in November against England. This means more to us than it does to England at the moment, just where we are. And they've got incredibly elite players, like the top of their game. I just don't know how motivated they will be coming to Dublin in the first few weeks of the season. They don't want to get injured. They're under pressure, without doubt, from their clubs not to kind of arrive for this. But they will turn up, some of them who want to prove a point. So, for example, Jack Grealish left out the Euros. He will want to come in there and try and prove a point and want to be part of England's future. I think Carsley, whether he's had enough time to get a tune out of them of how he wants to play, it doesn't really matter, I don't think, to England, because I think they have so much quality. They're going to really cause us problems. I think we have to be very compact. I trust that we will be, and I think we will offer some threat to them. But I think I would rather see us scramble out a brave draw than open up completely and get torn apart. I want to see us being very difficult to beat now, and I don't care how attractive it is. I don't mind if it's back to the wall and we're very, very lucky. I think whatever way, like Conor said, it's not as important to England as it is to us. They will win this group anyway, and I think we need to really think about our seeding for the next qualification campaign.
Just very quick before we move on to Greece, Conor, prediction.
For the I'm feeling a 2-1 Ireland. 2-1. And I say this confidently. I think we will win 2-1.
Okay, Martin.
I am the Mr. Positive of this podcast, and I would be happy with a draw, but I think I think it will be a draw. Yeah, to be honest, I can't see us beating them. I will back Ireland to win them, to beat them. Sorry, to win the game. I will do that because I think there'll be a decent price, and you just never know. But I think a draw, I'd be taking that now if I could.
I think 2-0 England. Just have too much. Just have too much for us. Obviously, both managers, their first game in charge, so that puts a little bit up in the air. But I think there's just too much quality. We're very poor. We'll go through oi big, and we'll see how the players gone on. Too many players are playing. It looks like he's going to go with a wing back system because he's picked a ton of wing backs. Very light in the middle, very, very stretched in the middle, actually, to be honest. And I just think they'll have too much for us. I do think it's a bit of a free swing for Heimer. I wouldn't be too harsh on him, because this is going to be more John O'Shea and Paddy McCarthy heavy than Heimer. He has said that. And I don't think he's doing that to throw them under the bus. Just look, you know the squad, you know the players, you've worked with them. I haven't. You pick them. We have a look at that, and then I'll pick out what I like, what I don't like. And I think as the Nations League develops, you'll see more of what Heimer wants. So I think it's a bit of a free hit. As long as you don't get battered like 4 or 5-0 and get absolutely embarrassed, which we won't. Touch wood. I think fans will be like, okay, it's England, But I think 2-0. But no, there's no shame in that. there's no shame in losing to this England team. 2-0. Moving on to, and of course we will be live for the Martin Prendergast derby.
Just go back to that point though? Like, can I?
What, the Martin Prendergast derby, or
worth having a chat about? No, yeah, that of course. No, but more that you know, I look, know that it wasn't ideal, the recruitment of Heimer so late, but I can't have it that if they get torn apart 4-0, that it's not the management's responsibility here. Like, a good coach, good manager can set up a team to be very tight and not get torn.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Now,
but that's what I mean.
Happens, I can't have it us on John O'Shea or Paddy McCarthy. I can't have that.
Step in there, though.
I think the manager has to take responsibility.
Surely the manager has to get blamed, though. Say, for example, we lose 4-0 and he applies the same system as John O'Shea did in Portugal, puts Troy Parrott and Sammy Smodics on the wings. Like, you're just setting up to lose like that. Like that's when a manager has to start taking him. If he sets up a team that you can see what he's doing, you can see where he's trying to hurt England, and just they outclass us in the end, or someone makes a silly mistake at the back that you can't blame a manager for, then you can take something positive from the game. But if he sets up the team terribly, like people thinking Jason Malumbi can play as a number 6 when he's not a number 6, like people thinking Sammy Smodics and Troy Parrott can play as our 2 wingers when you need pace, when you're playing against a team against England, it's quality. So like that's the sort of thing that we want to see, is improvements in that sort of sense from managerial.
Well, look, as long as we don't get stuffed, and if we got stuffed, it's because of poor in-game management. England aren't going to blow us away. You know, if we put it up to them, I don't think they'll blow us away anyway. I think we'll put it up to them. The crowd will be on Declan Rice's back. You hope somebody will stick one on him. Not hurt him, you know, just like the fellow on the weekend. Just, that's if he starts, and just sort of get the crowd involved. And I think he'll rattle this England team. And that's our best chance, because, you know, they're quite mentally weak. As we saw when we got a bit of criticism in the press. We're like, oh my God.
But we'll be ready for Declan Rice trying to save face on Saturday night. You watch after the game, he'll give some little child his jersey, trying to save his reputation for all he's done against Ireland. Do not forgive the man.
Martin in the crowd. Will you have Keane with you, Martin, will you?
I will, yeah.
There you go.
Shirt, though. I've already got a Declan Rice Island shirt. I wouldn't swap that for the world.
But you have my future brother-in-law actually got me a signed photograph of Declan Rice in an England top bastard. He's a West Ham
lads. Prepare anyone going to the game. I seen on TikTok actually, there was an England fan turn up to the game with an England flag, big massive England flag with Jack Grealish, Declan Rice on it. It's good. It's good banter. It is quality, but
as long as it's banter,
it'll rattle a few people, I'd say.
Right, let's take a look at the Greece squad. Conor, work your magic again. We asked.
You don't want me to name all these, do you?
No.
Oh, I don't want.
Well, that could be comedy, actually, to be fair. No, we're just going to talk about a star player. I asked star player and a weak link. So who did you pick as the star man?
Mavropanos from West Ham. Brilliant centre half. Could be joined by John Egan soon, actually, if John Egan does well in his trial match tomorrow, I believe it is. But I really, 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 really rate Mavropanos. He's one of them underrated centre backs in the Premier League, and on the international stage, you just know he's quality. The thing with Greece is that I don't think they've any real superstars or likes. They're all good technical footballers. Most of them they're a bit like Ireland. Most of them are all actually on a similar level. It's just I think he's the one standout.
Yeah, they were just nasty. Like when Gus Poyet was the manager, they were just nasty. They were just a nasty side, which was good. Like they were practicing the dark arts. They were more streetwise than us. The kid, you know, and we absolutely just fell for a hook, line, and sinker. We were too nice, you know. Hence, why Heimer said, "Oh, I need a bastard in the team. We're too nice." I've said it. We just need aggression. Under new manager, what's the manager's name, lads?
Ivanovic, isn't
it? Who hasn't?
Brandy had the name the other day. I thought you would still have it.
Yeah, Brandy.
Did I get it right?
Yeah, even Ivanovic. He never actually played for Serbia or Yugoslavia as James Agnew. Writer.
That's who it was.
One of the writers. Yeah, he pointed out to me. He actually did it privately. Bless him. He says, but I make mistakes. Not many, of course. I'm happy to admit to them. But yes, of course, he's the new manager. We this, I believe, the game against Finland will be his first game in charge. So when he plays us, it'll be a second game. So still very,
Did they
same
have
way.
an Inter manager in June?
They named the manager in.
Because they played Germany and Malta, I think. I'll check here.
Did he? There you go. Correct me. See that? I invite him on the podcast and he contradicts me, little bastard.
No, I'm just trying to find out who was in charge.
I'm in charge of this podcast.
They had Nicholas Papadopoulos in charge in June, so they are like us. They had an interim manager.
There you go. You see, that's why we have Conor. See, I love Conor. Conor's great. That's why we have him on the pod. He's the man of all knowledge. But yeah, so pretty much we don't know what these guys are going to do. We've never actually beaten Martin. We've actually never beaten the Greek side at all. We first played him, I think, 24 years ago. I remember I was at a wedding instead. And my brother was supposed to hit the video player. Remember, you would know what we're talking about here, Conor, a bit before your time. He's supposed to set the timer, and he didn't. And we lost anyway, 1-0. So there you go. That was in 2000. But yeah, we've never beaten him.
It'll change on Tuesday night.
I'm not surprised by that, though. I mean, well, yeah, I mean, this is a big thing now, And again, like I said, we want Lansdowne Road to be kind of a bit of a fortress now, and that's what we want to be hard to beat, and that's a great opportunity as well. And that, disappointingly, that there's people, again, back to where I would chat about the tickets later, but that's one of the things. A lot of people won't be able to go on Tuesday, perhaps, and that's where it has to be quite hostile, a bit later on at night as well. And that's what we've got to give them a harsh welcome, because when we go there in October, it's like that, isn't it? You do have to be kind of wily and streetwise, like you said, Dave, because they do dark arts. They're cynical and dirty, and it's not a big welcoming.
You want about the people or the team? I like the people. I have many Greek friends. I actually do.
Oh dear! That's why you came as a Greek waiter tonight as well.
Jesus Christ!
Dropping plates there in the background, by the way.
Look at you! You look like a Greek fucking tennis coach.
Look, and that's no worry about that.
Bullying his daughter into playing fucking tennis over there. Yeah, don't you bleeding start? You look like fucking Ange Postecoglou.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
You're not supposed to,
mate. I'll take that, mate.
Mate, mate. So like this, mate.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's another life since I've seen phone call. Yeah, it's got very dark. It's very dark. It's been a very long day. No, I mean, yeah, I don't mind. I mean, Athens it's an okay city. People are friendly enough. But yeah, when it comes to football, the last time we couldn't even get into the fucking stadium because there was a crush on and everything. It was dreadful. It's in a different arena anyway this time around. But obviously we'll talk more about that game in Athens when when it's happening in October. But just back to this one here, bit of an unknown entity. They're probably going to set up like ourselves. I reckon for this game. What was the weak link you put in for it, Conor? We've kind of lost track there. You said that weak link attacking set pieces could be Ireland's best way of exposing a very solid technical team, but lacks any players of real class. So a bit of a unit, basically, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to expose.
They're like the Irish. They're proud to represent their country, no matter what. They'll give 100%, and they have a little bit of flair to their team as well.
So, will he be singing the anthem?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah. All right, Stan. That's Steve Staunton over there. Yeah, do you remember that? Remember that, Martin? He was giving out because you weren't singing to the anthem. Fuck's sakes.
Me?
Yeah, you were. You were giving out. It's the
yeah, I still stand by it.
Steve Stan.
Haller, did you know Heimer when he was in Jamaica learned the Jamaican national anthem and was singing it at the what do you call it? What do you call this? The American Copa America. Yeah. He was singing the Jamaican national anthem at that. If he can learn the Jamaican national anthem, he'll be learning around the vein, and so should every single player for Ireland. That's all I'll say about it.
Jesus Christ!
Some crap, wouldn't it? It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? If it is everyone singing it, and then it does go to the England bench, and you see Declan Rice joining in.
He rips off his England top. He's got like an hour and a short underneath it.
Yeah.
It just runs off into the night. Well, anyway, quick before we move on, lads. Predictions, Martin, Mr. Positivity over there.
Yeah, I'm going to be positive on this one. This one is intriguing because I think we'll be a bit braver against this lot, and we'll try and keep possession of the football and be a bit more attacking. And it's an opportunity. I think I'm more excited about seeing that game than England's because I think we'll open up a bit and be a bit creative, and I think we'll win 2-0. I think we will get a set piece goal, and I think we'll get the second goal later on in the game.
And Connor?
I think we'll win 1-0. I think it'll be a set piece goal. I think it'll be. I think we won't. I don't think we'll play as well on Tuesday night because I think a lot of the energy and everything will be drained out of the players. Thinking because they're going to be so up for this game on Saturday night, they'll almost forget that there's a game on Tuesday. But any player would be like that because even fans, when you think of it, you'd forget almost that we're playing on Tuesday night what the game we have on Saturday. And when they came to us in Dublin, that time we had 58% possession. So it does show we have the footballers to keep hold of the ball against a team like this.
Yeah,
No matter what anyone says,
just couldn't put it back in net. Lost 2-0.
Yeah, but we did. But if you look at the team in this time last year, or was longer than that, was it? No, it was this time last year. We have slightly improved. Sammy Smolix has come in. Ben has gotten improved even more. We had Shane Duffy starting that day, and we Liam Scales. I remember Liam Scales played actually left back that day, and he hadn't played left back in a long time before that. So I think we will probably have enough to beat them on Tuesday night, but I don't think it'll be very entertaining.
I think it'll be 1-1. That's what I think it'll be. 1-1 draw, 2 set piece goals, and that'll be it, really. Okay, and of course we will be live from the ground at 1 hour before kickoff and just after the full-time whistle. Right, lads, how a bit of oi big. So let's take a look and see how our boys in green got on over across the water. Let's start with the goalies. Queeving Geller, an unused sub in that 3-0 hammering of Man United at Old Trafford. Mark Travers, an unused sub as well for Bournemouth. Hopefully he'll get out of there. Max O'Leary played 90 minutes in a 3-0 loss to Derby for Bristol City. And Gab Vizunu is still injured, although he's not actually in the squad. On to the defenders now. Probably should actually, it's probably too long that. Seamus Coleman played 90 minutes in a catastrophic 3-2 loss to Bournemouth. Matt Doherty, 25 minutes in a 1-1 draw with Nottingham Forest for Wolves. Darrow Shea, unused sub, he has just signed for Ipswich Town. Nathan Collins, 90 minutes in a 3-1 win over Southampton. That was for Brentford. Andrew Amabomadeli, still not in wasn't actually even in the squad for Nottingham Forest. We don't know if he's injured. Jacob Bryan, unused sub in that catastrophic 3-2 loss at home to Bournemouth. Liam Scales, 90 minutes in a 3-0 win over the old enemy, Rangers for Celtic. Robbie Brady, 32 minutes in a 3-1 loss against Oxford for Preston North End. Callum O'Dowd and Martin's mate, 90 minutes, 2-0 loss to Middlesbrough. Cardiff having a dreadful time of it. Shane Duffy, 90 minutes in a 1-0 loss to Coventry against Norwich City. Mark McGuinness, 75 minutes in a 2-1 loss to QPR for Luton Town. Ryan Manning, where is he? Where is he gone? No sign of him. Festy Abasela, unused sub for Watford. He has just signed, to his credit. Jimmy Dunn, 90 minutes and an own goal in a 2-1 win at Luton Town for QPR. And John Egan unattached, but, as we touched on, is going to have a behind closed door friendly match for West Ham. So he could be a Premier League player. So, lads. But yeah, plus the goalies and the defenders. Of course, the goalies is quite worrying. Queeving Keller is going to start for Ireland, but he still hasn't played a second for Liverpool. But, you know, it is what it is. In defence there, Seamus Coleman. Lads, did you see the highlights of that? 2-0 up with 3 minutes to go.
Not great, is it?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And Jacob Bryan still cannot get into the squad. He hasn't played a minute for Everton. What's going on?
And I don't see where he ever breaks in. On that, because Bransfield will be back soonish. And as soon as he comes back, that puts Jacob Bryan down the pecking order even further. I'd imagine if Michael Keane was there the whole season and it was just them three them two fighting for that position, he would have eventually got in, but he's going to struggle now at this stage. But I do think he'll get a chance eventually. But I don't think it'll be a bit like Omobama Delhi. He'll get a chance, and then the next weekend he's on the bench, and then might play 3 weeks later, and he come in. Just sort of thing when you want a manager keep the players happy.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably made a big mistake there. Actually, I think going to what do you think, Martin? He would have been better off staying at Leon.
He's got a lot more money though, isn't he, Everton? And let's be honest, that's what speaks sometimes. I think he'll get his chance eventually. I think he just has to be patient. I think I think he'll play for Ireland now. That will raise his profile, give a bit more attention for the next 2 games, and then I expect he will get a chance at Everton. And surely the manager's got to change it when they're doing so poorly and conceding crap goals.
And the thing is, I know Everton is looking at Everton at the moment like a dying ship, but the thing is, if they can turn the season around, they'll get. I know the ownership deal had fell apart, but as we know with Man City, the reason Man City was bought at the time, they had this beautiful new stadium in a great area, and now Everton have this beautiful new stadium in a good area for football. So things that Everton can easily be changed around. The new owner could come in, money could be invested, and then Jake O'Brien could be a key part in the turnaround in the club. I know it's easy saying that now, but if things can turn around at Everton, I think he could play a key part in it.
Let's have a look at the midfield. 5 players in the squad from the midfield. Will Smallbone, 45 minutes, a 3-1 loss to Brentford, taken off at half time. Jason Malumbi, 66 minutes and a goal in a 1-0 win over Swansea. Jason Knight, 90 minutes and a 3-0 loss to Derby for Bristol. Alan Brown, 90 minutes and a goal for Sunderland. Great start for them, actually. 3-1 win over Portsmouth. Casey McAteer, welcome Casey. 2 minutes and a 2-1 loss to Villa. Mark Sykes, 83 minutes and a 3-0 loss to Derby. Mikey Johnson, not in the squad. He has just signed for West Brom, to be fair. Jamie McGrath, 35 minutes, taken off with a head injury in a 1-0 win over Ross County for Aberdeen. Finn Azaz, 90 minutes and a 2-0 win over Cardiff and Middlesbrough. Josh Cullen, injured from the squad. Andy Moran, 88 minutes and a 1-0 win against Plymouth for Stoke City. And finally, Jack Taylor, not in the squad for Ipswich. So, worrying there. Going to move on to the attackers, lads.
Just on there, can I bump in on Finn Azaz?
Oh.
Why is he not in the squad? Man of the match the weekend, picked up an assist. One of the only men in the Irish squad to take a set piece. I know against England we're not going to play with a number 10 like that sort of player, but against Greece, I don't understand why he's not in the squad, especially when he start in June, play every week. I know he hadn't started that well, but he showed the weekend that he has class. But that's all I really need to say about that. He should be in the squad.
Do you feel better now, Conor? Do you feel better getting that?
I had to get that off my chest.
You did indeed. Right, let's get to the attackers. Or up front. I don't know. Just sounds better up front. Adam Ida, 13 minutes and a 3-0 win over Rangers for Celtic. Evan Ferguson not in the squad. He's in the Ireland squad, but he's not in the squad for Brighton. Very worrying there. Sammy Smollix, 81 minutes and a 1-1 draw against Fulham. Their first point of the season. Chidozie Ogbeni, 88 minutes and a 1-1 draw with Fulham. Take that, Martin. Conor Robinson, 17 minutes and a 2-0 loss against Middlesbrough for Cardiff. He is in the squad, of course. Troy Part, 85 minutes and a 3-0 win over Walwick. I think that's how you say that. Michael Bafemi, 28 minutes and a 1-0 loss against Stoke for Plymouth. Tom Cannon, not in the squad, but he has just signed for Stoke, to be fair. Will Keane, 83 minutes, Connor's mate, and a 3-1 loss to Oxford for Preston. Aaron Connolly, fuck knows. Sinclair Armstrong, 64 minutes and 3-0 loss against Derby. So that
Can I bump in here? Why is Will Keane my mate? Where is this suddenly come out of?
I said he may have been a touch unfortunate not to be in the squad because he did actually score a goal, and you said it was that a joke.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
My apologies.
There you have it.
You nearly ended up at Wrexham.
He probably will, actually. He'd probably do well for them. He's not a terrible player, Will Keane.
No, he's a good championship striker. Like,
he's always done all right for us, to be fair. Very lucky against Portugal in that game in Dublin when he had a goal wrongfully disallowed. Well, there you go. That is the IBIG. This is what I'm saying. Not enough players playing, too stretched in midfield. Hopefully, as the season progresses and the Nations League progresses, it will get better for the boys in green. But who knows? Lads, something a bit close to my heart just before we finish up here. And something I predicted actually would happen, not in our group of friends or associates, really. Wouldn't like to call you
Colleagues,
friends.
that's it.
Colleagues, yeah. People I know. But anyway, last week I tried to get tickets for this monstrosity here. Oasis Live 25. Did any of you lads try to get tickets for this? Do you remember who Oasis were? Connor, were you even around when they
When did
Britpop night?
Did they break up, or when was the official breakup?
17 was it? Was it 17?
B
2017?
Festival. No, B
Oh.
Festival. Didn't do
B
it then, did
Festival.
they? B
Um,
Festival.
Yeah. When were you born, Connor? Were you born in the night? Oh Jesus, there you go. The 90s were great, Martin, weren't they? A great crack. But of course they were part of the Britpop era and they've come back. And basically, lads, what happened was, so none of you went for tickets, no?
I did,
No.
yeah. No, I did, yeah. No, I know what you're on about.
Did you get tickets, Martin?
Not, yeah, I have got tickets, yeah.
Fucking everything.
But
He
not
gets
through. Yeah, like I have, yeah, but I didn't get them. I went through the frustration of everything else, but no, I've got them, but they're not. They're a bit. I just couldn't be asked in the end, and it wasn't a bad deal, I think, for the gold package. So I've just taken up a gold package offer from someone who got them, and he said, "Do you want one?" And they're a bit stupid money, but I'm challenging myself. If I've got an hour of drinking, I'll get my money's worth, included.
Jesus Christ! And if anyone knows Brendy, he'll
No,
make
in the
it go with it.
context of what you're going to talk about, the standing tickets were 150 euro quid for Wembley, and that's the Urge thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Basically, my experience was sign up for the email thing, didn't get it. Fair enough. For the pre-sale, went in for the general sale. Wouldn't let me in the queue until 9 o'clock. Kept kicking me out. Anyway, got in. You had to get in the queue to get into the waiting room, and then once you got in the waiting room, then you got in the queue. And then I had 64,000 people in front of me. Now that was for one date. That was the Wednesday in Wembley. That was for one date in a stadium that holds 90,000 people. Probably has 80. Let's say 80,000, 85,000 tickets available when you take out production seats, family, VIPs, blah, 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 guests, sponsors, competitions. So you probably had 85,000. You already had a pre-sale the day before. So I knew 64,000 people run to me for an 85,000 seater show. I wasn't going to get much. And I think it went up 10,000 in an hour. Like it just in front of me went down 10,000. So I was going to be left with what the bots and the touts didn't want and what genuine fans couldn't get. And basically, in the end, I was offered tickets in the price range of 350 after 5 hours. It was a joke. It was a mess. And by the way, I just want to say at the top of this, fuck Oasis and fuck Liam and Noel Gallagher, because they're the ones that agreed to this dynamic price that we're going to talk about, because it's kicking into football. But they're the ones, they come out and say, no, nothing to do with us. The artist works with the promoter, and I don't care what anyone says. They tell the promoter what way they want the tickets done, and the promoter does it, and Ticketmaster makes that happen. Where Ticketmaster make the money is when they charge you 20 quid for sending an email to you. That's where they make their money, and all these handling fees, which is also an email. It's all tickless, it's all paperless. But anyway, so Liam and Noel, greedy bastards. I wouldn't even go to it now at all. I wouldn't. Shit life.
So
Yeah.
just
Yeah, do
to
you want
comment
to
on this, because my experience,
Go
a little bit was the same thing. You're in the lobby. They were so frightened of what's outrageous with it is they were so frightened of the bots and multiple people having multiple accounts open. Even like me, my wife and I were trying to do it. We were trying to get tickets because we're on the same Wi-Fi. They picked that up. Yeah. They picked up that you were logged in on your account on another device and things like that. Now, ironically, that was me probably sorting out Ireland tickets on the in the Ticketmaster account, which started to really irritate me because I was thinking, where am I logged in? What am I doing? And then then I realised. But yeah, this whole surge thing was disappointing because obviously you got there, you got through. The demand, like this in-demand ticket,
Mm.
and once you'd waited so long, they're just taking advantage of people and saying it was like the buzz and of the adrenaline. I've got tickets. No, my God, they're 350. Oh, will I do
Stan
it now
Collymore
or
said that,
not?
didn't he? The
Yeah,
opening,
and
yeah.
that's just a bit of a massively taken advantage thing. And when
Well-
you find out that it's set by the artist, that is really outrageous, to be honest.
Well-
But there's a lot of this is just it though. It's this nostalgia, as we know, and
Well, no.
you
To
know,
the point I want to make about this, right, is that yes, there's dynamic ticket pricing, and you do have that effect in markets where you have the grade A. Like with the Premier League games, you go right category A. Like I remember when I used to work West Ham, like category A is United, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, all the big teams. So you pay a bit more for that. Okay, fair enough. So it does exist to an extent anyway, and you accept that. However, when it's dynamic, as if in when it's live and it's alive and it's happening and they're kicking you out, where they're actually you get to get people were actually going on the tickets. Oh yeah, get me 3 tickets, lovely. And then it's like, nope, kicks you out, and then you go back in. Oh, we'll let you back in, but now you're going to pay 3 times more for that. The problem with this is, Martin, is that, and I've said it before, is that the human species is very stupid. We are really stupid, because we're people are paying. People have paid for it. They have broken records. They've sold out all their shows. They've announced 2 more for Wembley. People were paid. So it's past. I said a little bit about it on the page. I went, people will pay this now, and now Valencia are going to go with it. They're going to go with dynamic ticket pricing, where it's live. Of course, they knew the man was going to be. They didn't put it in Wembley Arena, 11,000 seater arena. They put it in Wembley Stadium. Of course, we knew it was going to be mad. It's a stadium tour. All those stadiums, I think, have a minimum of I think it's like a minimum of 80,000. I think Cardiff holds 70 for a match, so what 80 for a concert. Very small stage. You got the whole. You fill in the back seats. Really tiny stage. You don't need a lot for Oasis. There you go. And yeah, and now the problem is is that every 3 or 4 years you get a thing that comes into it that they come out with a scam, in my opinion, or this new way of doing things. And then people go, oh, that's outrageous. I can't believe they've done that. But people pay for it. And then a couple more do it and people pay for it. And then it becomes normalized and baked in and part of the ticketing experience, whatever you want to call it. And then, when Kean grows up and they're going for their favorite band or whatever, it'll just be the norm. It'll just be the norm. And he'll never understand why. And this is the problem. And we keep paying it. If it was, I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but if we turn around right with football, it's going to happen with football. It's already happening with football. If everybody turned around and said about the Premier League and said, right, you see your 90 quid a month, I'm not paying it.
Yeah, with Sky, yeah.
I'm not paying it. If everybody just turned around and said, I'm not paying it, come back to me when it's 15, 20 quid. Why would I pay £90 a month to watch a handful of my club's games? Why would I? I don't want to watch Burnley and Bournemouth or whatever. I don't care about those. I want to watch Liverpool, or you want to watch United. And you're paying them 90 quid a month for what? So
Yeah,
you
but
can.
that's what is changing now, though. Already you've got like the Fire Stick and all the different channels and things like that, and you've also got the new revamped Europa, league, the Champions League format. The when fans are in uproar about Super Leagues and things like that, they just figure out another way of kind of introducing it anyway.
I have to
And
say, I
we're the
love
people who pay it.
the new format for the
Format. You like it?
UEFA's. I've just like for Shamrock Rovers. I know we haven't spoken about it. The
That's
draw
amazing,
they've
yeah.
got, it's unreal. The fact they've got 6 games, I would say 4 of them are actually winnable. And then they get a trip away to Vienna, trip away to London to play Chelsea. So I absolutely love the new format. For once,
Yeah,
you can
I
credit
think
UEFA
it's
for
a.
that.
I think that is, and I think it's a good opportunity for those teams as well to
Yeah.
get that European experience. I mean, Man United fans ironically used to think when we were qualifying for the Europa League, it was a different. It's careful what you wish for, I suppose. They were kind of fed up and bored of going to Barcelona and Munich and all the top teams every year, and it gave a different fan experience, I suppose. So yeah, I agree with that with the format. But yeah, look, we have been ripped off for years with tickets. When we qualify for a European Championship or a World Cup, you better be prepared that you're going to be spending best part of 250 to 500 quid per ticket for those games.
When we go
That's the
to
way it is
when
now.
we head to America in 2026, because it's
It'd be
America,
mad.
it'd be even worse,
It'd be
and
ridiculous
we will be
money,
there.
and yeah, but yeah, we'll be there though, and we'll be paying it. But I think for that kind of thing though, it's a life experience, isn't it? The World Cup. It's I went to 2002, and I was thinking, oh, I can't wait now to go to the next one. We've not been at one since, so that is amazing. Euros we should be qualifying for. It's going to be different, of course. The next one, 2028, it's going to be in our own
Oh,
backyard
it must
and
be a
Wembley and
dominant.
things like that. Will it be as attractive proposition? I don't know, but on these tickets though, the pricing. Dave, you work in theatre land, don't you? When you're treading the boards, and but to go to a theatre in London to get a good ticket, you're paying 300, 250 to 300, 350.
It
The
can
very top
depend.
level.
They also do dynamic ticket pricing
Yeah.
now, but they don't do it the way Oasis did it,
No.
to my knowledge.
Yeah.
Where what they've done is like with a particular West End show that's closing on Sunday, they put like all the tickets up for that run in,
Yeah.
and they're selling out every night. Fair enough. It is what it is. The problem is, like, if you turn around and say, right, 150 quid. Now, standing, Conor, like, all joking aside, Martin, I can remember a time when standing was £28, and you thought that was bloody expensive. But I can remember the time, Martin, when you used to go to the venue and queue outside the venue, or you go to your Ticketmaster. I can remember Slane 2001, the first gig, you too, and we got outdone because people outside of Ireland had T1 modems and bought all the tickets. We had 56k modem dial up, and then you had to. Do you remember you had to do a second one because you could only have one Slane gig a year, and you had to do the second one. So the day we beat the Dutch. And it was like it was an Ireland only gig. They only sold the tickets in the country just to keep the peace. But you knew how much you were paying. And all of a sudden they go, well, it's actually quite busy now, so we're going to put the prices up. Of course, it's a rip off. It's a rip off, and people are blaming Ticketmaster incompetent. Every time they always fuck it up. Every time. I remember trying to get U2 tickets in 2018, 2017, and it was a nightmare, Martin. It was an absolute nightmare trying to get them. It was like, oh, they're sold out. Why don't you go to our a ticketing agency? The resell, but it's not sold out. And then I go back in again, and there was more tickets available. It was just carnage. But get used to it.
Yeah, I think get used to it. One thing interesting in this Oasis thing, and I seen it today because obviously I've been watching these videos and there's been uproar obviously in the UK about it, and fans distraught and things like, oh, I can't get them, and they to be fair, I think, well, I'm not gonna say to be fair, but they have said they're offering these other two gigs now. They're going to do pre-codes out to their most loyal fans and things like that. But one thing I did listen to, it was Richard Osman. Do you know Richard Osman? He's an author, and he's the Thursday Murder Club, does all the quiz shows in Britain, devices them. And he made a good point on this that I didn't realize this. Why are they touring now? And it's because the publishing rights of Oasis's songs, which the main benefactor of that is Noel, because he made loads of money, or because he was the chief writer of them. Yeah, they will get sold in, I think it's in a couple of years' time, and they're probably going to be worth about 250 million.
Respect.
Right.
So he's trying to up the.
He's trying to
Does
up
anyone
the
know if-
value of those by saying, well, now we'll get back together, and that's it. Because Liam only gets a bit of money from, I think, a couple of songs that he played, I think on the third or fourth.
Because Noel wrote all the songs for the first 3 albums.
Yeah, exactly. So
But does
that
anyone know
was his theory on it, and he's quite shrewd with all this stuff.
Have them two even interacted since this has happened? Has anyone seen them?
No.
Do you
No.
think they'll just turn up to the concerts on the day and they'll perform and then leave? Won't really interact.
Yeah.
He's had a divorce, right? And he paid 20 million quid, and all of a sudden, if you ever watch Nolan's interviews, right, he's very callous. And I was watching one about 10 times Oasis ripped off a song. Shaker Maker, where I Like to Teach the World to Sing. I mean, it's actually really imagine with Don't Look Back in Anger. It's really, a lot of plagiarism. But anyway, and there's one where he goes, yeah, it does sound like that. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do it because I can do it, and you're going to fucking buy it. And I thought, that's Noel. That's
But that's
him.
just what
Will he
we're
be in
kind
the
of
league
dealing
on
with.
Saturday? I wonder. Since he's an Irish football fan.
Did you know? Did you know? Right, they wanted to write the song for the Irish football team, in 2002, but they wanted something stupid from the FAI. They wanted to be paid to do it. I remember that at the time. Yeah, I'm sorry, but like
They wouldn't
it's
be
just
paid to do it, and they want, but the FA wouldn't have made a penny off it, would they?
I don't know, because Aslan did it, didn't they? Here Come the Good Times. That was the song that came out in 2002. Not really. I think they wanted something ridiculous like a few grand to sing it. No one wanted to do it. Like, just do it anyway. Yeah. You know why? But like, he does everything for money, and yet again, like, how much money? How much money do you need? You know what I mean? But sure, it is what it is. But they're not a very
That's
good.
the point, though. Just to comment like on that was, like Ed Sheeran, he spoke quite well on this. I thought, he would rather play like, and he said, I'm not sounding callous, but like, it's not going to make a difference to me financially. Like whether they're making loads of money out of this tour, this one-off tour kind of thing. But he said, I'd rather have people coming away from that experience very positive, that I went and I sang my heart out, all the songs I heard, and the next time he tours, I'll go again. Now I know he's a bit different to Oasis, but he has got the back catalogue as well, I suppose.
That they have, like, they apparently are going to be kept part of the rider. They're going to be kept from each other at the back. At the back.
Yeah.
Now listen, they ain't going to break up. There's all these jokes. Oh, they've broken up again. They won't be breaking up.
No.
They will
And
not
his
be
voice
breaking
won't
up.
last either. So
No.
and to be honest, like Liam struggled to sell his last tour, which was the definitely maybe the 30th year of that. He struggled to sell that out in Belfast and stuff, 60 quid a ticket. So why are they so much more for these? And it basically turns into, I've seen Liam live, very, very good, but it turned into an Oasis karaoke because his voice can't stand up to it anymore. And you're going to get Noel being patronising and hammering you for daring to, sing out a tune or something. So
yeah.
But it is coming into football. That's the thing. I think the key point for it being discussed on this podcast, Dave, is
sorry, I had to rant.
And even if you think about the context of it before we wrap up, with the Ireland ticket, it has caused uproar. The fact they had this free game package, which they struggled to sell out, and they brought in this England ticket only, and they sneaked it in a little back door that they were selling individual tickets, which we alluded to in the last show. They've done that. They're still pushing them out, and now they've announced it as sold out. So, I hope that people, I always get in these shows with a very passionate plea. If you're going to the game, don't be booing the English national anthem necessarily. Don't.
Yeah, you'll offend Martin.
You can have a go at that if you want. I don't think he'll even play, to be honest. I think we'll get video footage of him. Do you think Declan Rice will play?
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the anthem.
Sorry. The anthem will play. Yeah.
I don't think we'll hear much of it though. I think it'll get that. I think no matter what,
that will get it. Yeah.
But they'll do the same with us, don't you worry. So
I don't think they will. They didn't in
the Euros. They done it with every single country they played. Well, even when they played Slovenia, they booed the Slovenian national anthem, which is one of the oddest things I've heard. I don't know what the history between England and Slovenia is, but I couldn't imagine there's much.
There isn't.
Yeah, so I don't know why they booed that.
But there isn't.
In every country, a few idiots that boo stuff for no reason, just trying to be funny. But
it's gonna be. I am going to be sitting there with my phone at the ready, getting as much footage as possible.
You'll be videoing me booing Declan Rice. That's about it.
Oh yeah, and then trying to get down to Lee Carsley. No, Conor, he's not worth it. No, of course not. We wouldn't say any side of that. No, it's going to be an experience.
That'll be a thing, though. Just Lee Carsley, they'll obviously zoom in on him. What's he singing? What's he doing? It will be all that kind of pantomime, kind of farcical kind of coverage.
That's one thing I've researched Lee Carsley on sideline for England games for 21s, and he doesn't sing "God Save the King." So I'd say I think it would be a big thing if he started singing that.
He won't.
Oh God.
No,
he's smart. Respectable. He seems a smart fella, respectable. And
look, this doesn't make Lee Carsley any less Irish. At the end of the day, he offered his services to the FAI to turn him down. He's gone down the career coach path with the FA, and now he's in prime position to get the top job. Fair play to him. I wish it was for us, for Ireland, but it's not. Maybe it will be.
I know John O'Shea spoke about him today, actually saying that he came in and spoke to him when they done their license, and I couldn't imagine John O'Shea done their license that long ago. So it just shows that Lee Carsley's still It's not like Lee Cars. He's completely eliminated Ireland from his life. I'd imagine it's if most people, 99% of Irish people, have to have the opportunity to have the job he had with England under 21s,
Yeah.
and then had the start with seniors. You wouldn't say no. It just hurts that the fact that he did turn down the Ireland job, and the fact he says he only had one conversation when we know there was a lot more.
So we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Laz, thank you very much for coming on. Don't forget, we will be live from both games, live from the ground, 1 hour before kickoff, where Conor and myself will be chatting about the lineup, and also pretty much straight after the final whistle to get your thoughts in the aftermath. That is both games. Plus, don't forget, for the Greek game, we are giving away a pair of tickets. All you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are trying to grow the YouTube channel. We're trying to get up to, what you reckon, lads? 1,500?
1,500,
Yep.
yeah.
1,500 mark. We're trying to get up to the 1,500 mark. Yeah, so go on. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let us know you've done it. And yeah, you will automatically go into the draw for the game, which will be on Tuesday. A nice pair of tickets. Where are they, Martin? Whereabouts? We're trying
They
to
are
sell
going
it
to
here.
be opposite the press box. So from there, as you know, that's where I often sit, and that's where you'll be able to see you two in action live. So
Live?
even if it's crap on the pitch, you can look up and see you. You know,
Eating Maltesers.
eating Maltesers. And yeah, so that's where they are. Yeah.
So yes, so
Lower East.
please, yes, Lower East Stand. So please, if you wouldn't mind, just subscribe to the L page there, and you'll automatically go into the draw for 2 tickets for the game on Tuesday. Lads, we're going to wrap it up there. Oh, actually, before I do that, don't forget to subscribe now. Right now, scan that QR code, head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter. And you can also head over to our website, which is lansdowneroar.ie, lansdowneroar.ie. Anyway, I'm David Dunn. He's Martin Prendergast. That's Conor McAvoy. It's like the Brady Bunch, this. We are out of here. And yeah, we will see you. We'll see you on Saturday. Yeah.
See you
Come
then.
on, you boys in green.
Lansdowne Roar.